Why is it that some people can walk into any room, speak up, and instantly command respect while others shrink back, stumble over words or avoid speaking altogether? Why do some voices inspire trust and confidence, while others fade into the background? The truth is, confidence in speaking is not a natural gift that only a few are born with. It is a skill built on mindset, practice and strategies that anyone can master. This audiobook, The Secret to Speaking with Confidence Anywhere, will help you understand not only what makes confident communication possible, but also how you can apply it in every situation of your life, whether it's a presentation at work, a job interview, or a casual conversation with new people. And here's the most important truth. Confidence in speaking doesn't begin with words. It begins with how you see yourself, how you manage fear, and how you prepare your mind for success. With that foundation in mind, let's begin our journey. Chapter 1. Breaking free from the fear of speaking. Fear. It's the silent barrier that stops countless people from expressing themselves with confidence. Fear of being judged, of sounding foolish, of making a mistake, or of standing in the spotlight. For many, this fear is so strong that the idea of speaking up, whether in a meeting, at a wedding toast, or in front of a crowd, feels like a nightmare. Yet here's the truth. The fear of speaking is universal. Almost everyone at some point feels the pounding heart, the sweaty palms, the shaky voice. The difference between those who shrink back and those who shine lies not in the absence of fear, but in how they respond to it. Let's go deeper into why speaking feels so terrifying, and more importantly, how you can break free from that grip once and for all. The ancient root of speaking anxiety. Our fear of speaking has evolutionary roots. Thousands of years ago, survival depended on belonging to the tribe. To stand out, to be judged, or to risk rejection could mean banishment, and banishment meant danger. When you stand to speak before others, your brain still interprets it as a threat to your safety. The sweaty palms, racing heartbeat, and dry throat aren't signs that something is wrong with you. They are simply your body's ancient survival system, trying to protect you. But here's the problem. Your brain hasn't updated its software. In the modern world, speaking up won't cost you your life. In fact, it often opens doors, builds influence, and creates opportunity. By understanding this ancient wiring, you can remind yourself that the fear is outdated, and you no longer need to obey it. The many faces of speaking fear. Fear doesn't look the same for everyone. For some, it's physical. Trembling hands, shaky knees. For others, it's mental. A blank mind, endless what-if thoughts. Let's explore a few forms. Fear of judgment. The belief that every eye in the room is waiting for you to fail. Fear of rejection. The worry that what you say won't be accepted or respected. Fear of failure. The pressure of needing to be perfect, leading to paralysis. Fear of exposure. The discomfort of being vulnerable and truly seen. Recognizing which type of fear grips you is the first step in loosening its hold. The shift from enemy to ally. Instead of fighting fear, what if you worked with it? Fear is energy. That same energy that makes your hands shake can also make your voice powerful. That same adrenaline that speeds your heart can fuel your passion. Great speakers don't eliminate fear. They channel it. They turn nerves into enthusiasm, uncertainty into authenticity, and adrenaline into authority. Ask yourself, what if this fear is not a barrier, but a signal that I'm about to do something meaningful? Practical strategies to tame fear. Preparation builds confidence. The number one antidote to fear is preparation. When you know your material inside and out, you remove uncertainty. Write your main points, rehearse aloud, and practice in front of a mirror. Record yourself and review. Confidence grows from repetition. Control the breath. Control the body. Fear speeds up your breathing. which speeds up your heartbeat. Reverse the process. Inhale deeply for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Within minutes, your body calms, and so does your voice. Visualization training. Olympic athletes use visualization before competition. And speakers can too. Imagine yourself standing tall, speaking clearly. The audience nodding and smiling. The mind rehearses success, and the body follows. 4. Start with small wins. Don't wait for the big speech. Build confidence daily. Volunteer a comment in a meeting. Share your opinion with a group of friends. Toast at dinner. Each small success teaches your brain, I can do this. 5. Reframe mistakes. Instead of fearing mistakes, expect them. A stumble, a forgotten word. These moments don't ruin a speech. In fact, they make you human. Audiences connect more with real people than with robots. Stories of transformation. The CEO who shook in meetings. A young executive confessed he couldn't even introduce himself in boardrooms without sweating. With coaching, he started practicing his introductions at home. Then with small group, within months, his fear turned into presence, and today he delivers keynotes to hundreds. The student with stage fright. A university student avoided presentations, until her final year forced her to give one. She practiced daily, rehearsing in front of friends. Though nervous, she delivered. The applause she received changed her belief forever. Confidence is learned, not given. The comedian who bombed. Jerry Seinfeld, one of the most famous comedians alive, has said he was terrified at first. He faced silence, mistakes and rejection. Yet by showing up again and again, he transformed fear into mastery. Mindset shifts to free you. This is about the message, not me. Shift focus from self to service. Every speech is practice. Each attempt makes you stronger. Exercises to begin today. Daily voice journal. Record yourself reading a page of a book aloud. Notice your tone, speed and pauses. Micro speeches. Share a 1-minute story with a friend or colleague daily. Positive anchor. Before speaking, recall a past success, even a small one, to remind your brain, I've done this before. I can do it again. Breaking free from the fear of speaking is not about erasing nerves. It's about transforming them into fuel. Every time you face the fear, you take back power. Every time you speak despite it, you grow stronger. Confidence begins the moment you decide fear will no longer be the driver. It will be the passenger. Chapter 2. Building inner confidence step by step. Confidence is not something you are magically born with. It is something you build. Just like a muscle, it grows stronger the more you train it. And just like a muscle, it weakens when you avoid exercising it. When it comes to speaking, inner confidence is the foundation. Without it, even the best tips, techniques, or polished delivery won't feel authentic. You can memorize every word, but if you don't believe in yourself, your audience won't believe you either. Let's explore how to build this kind of confidence. Brick by brick, step by step. The myth of natural confidence. Many people believe confidence is a personality trait. You either have it or you don't. They assume confident speakers are born fearless, blessed with charisma, but research and real-world stories prove otherwise. The world's most confident communicators, from presidents to actors to CEOs, were not born that way. They became that way through practice, failure, and persistence. Confidence is not natural, it is nurtured, and if it is nurtured, then you can nurture it too. The inner dialogue that shapes confidence. Before words ever leave your mouth, the words in your head determine how you show up. If your inner dialogue is filled with doubt, I'll mess this up, I'm not good enough, they won't listen to me, then fear dominates. But if your inner dialogue shifts to empowerment, I've prepared for this, I have something valuable to share, I can handle this, Then confidence begins to grow. Your self-talk becomes your self-belief. Your self-belief becomes your reality. The confidence ladder. Think of building confidence as climbing a ladder. Each rung represents a small step that brings you higher. You don't leap to the top. You climb. One step at a time. Micro wins. Speak up once in a meeting. Share one opinion in a group. Daily practice. Record yourself speaking. Review. Adjust. Repeat. Expand your audience. Move from one-on-one to small groups. From small groups to larger ones. Tackle new challenges. Say yes to opportunities that stretch you. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge each rung you've climbed. By the time you've climbed several rungs, you'll look back and realize you're higher than you ever thought possible. Practical habits that grow confidence. The power pose. Research by Amy Cuddy shows that adopting expansive body language, standing tall, shoulders back, arms wide, can lower stress hormones and raise confidence hormones. Before speaking, take 2 minutes in a power pose. It changes how you feel and how others see you. Daily affirmations. Write and repeat phrases that reinforce confidence. Exposure training. Confidence grows with exposure. Put yourself in situations where you must speak, even briefly. The more you face discomfort, the less power it has over you. 4. Feedback loop. Ask for feedback from trusted friends or mentors. They often see strengths you don't notice and can guide you in areas to improve. 5. Confidence journal. After every speaking opportunity, write down one thing you did well. Over time, this builds a library of proof that you are growing stronger. The role of self-image. You cannot speak with confidence if you see yourself as small, unworthy, or incapable. Self-image is the mental mirror you carry, and it reflects in every word and gesture. To change your outer voice, you must first change your inner picture. Visualize yourself standing tall, commanding attention, speaking with impact. Hold that image until it becomes your reality. Real-world transformation. She began by making one small contribution per week. Over time, she gained recognition, and within a year, she was leading presentations. Her confidence was built step by step. The athlete turned leader. A former athlete, confident in performance but insecure in speaking, applied the same discipline from sports to public speaking. Repetition, coaching, and feedback turned him into a sought-after motivational speaker. The teacher who feared parents. A teacher was comfortable with students, but nervous addressing parents. She practiced her tone, refrained her fear, and built scripts for common questions. Soon she handled parent meetings with calm authority. Mindset shifts to strengthen confidence. Confidence is a skill, not a trait. Skills can be learned, practiced, and mastered. Imperfect is powerful. Audiences don't want robots, they want humans who connect. Small steps create big leaps. Tiny actions compound into massive confidence over time. I belong in every room I enter. Belief in your worth creates presence before you even speak. Exercises for building confidence. The 30-day speaking challenge. Every day for 30 days. Intentionally speak in a situation where you'd normally stay quiet. Keep a journal of your progress. Record and review. Once a week. Record yourself giving a 3-minute talk on any topic. Watch it back. Notice strengths first, then areas to improve. The mirror drill. Practice eye contact by speaking to yourself in the mirror. It feels strange at first, but it builds presence and awareness of your facial expressions. Anchor a memory. Think of a time you succeeded. Any moment of pride. Before speaking, recall that memory vividly. Anchor your confidence to it. The compounding effect of confidence. Confidence in speaking doesn't just stay in speeches. It spills into every area of life. The more you trust yourself to communicate, the more you trust yourself to lead, to connect, to influence, to dream. Every step you take towards speaking confidently is a step toward living confidently. And as your voice grows stronger, so does your future. Chapter 3. Mastering the Power of Body Language. Words matter, but your body speaks before your mouth ever does. Studies show that over 70% of communication is nonverbal. Your posture, gestures, facial expressions and eye contact all send signals that either amplify your message or weaken it. If you want to speak with confidence anywhere, you must first learn to master the silent language of the body. Why body language shapes confidence. Think about the last time you watched someone speak nervously. They avoided eye contact, fidgeted, kept their shoulders slumped. Even before they said a single word, you could sense their unease. Now picture someone walking onto a stage, standing tall, smiling warmly, and looking at the audience as though they belong there. Instantly, they command respect and attention, even before opening their mouth. This is the power of body language. It not only influences how others perceive you, but also how you feel about yourself. The body and mind are connected. When your body acts confident, your brain follows. Posture. The foundation of presence. Good posture is like the frame of a house. It supports everything else. When you stand tall, with your shoulders back and head up, you send signals of authority, self-assurance and credibility. The grounded stance. Stand with feet, shoulder width apart, weight balanced. Avoid shifting too much or crossing your legs. This makes you appear stable and grounded. Open shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. Slouched shoulders not only make you look insecure, but also restrict breathing, which weakens your voice. Head position. Keep your chin level. Tilting down suggests insecurity, while tilting up suggests arrogance. A level chin shows balance and confidence. Exercise. The wall test. Stand against a wall so that your heels, back and shoulders touch it. Hold this for 1 minute. This is how good posture feels. Practice it daily until it becomes natural. Eye contact. The gateway to connection. Eye contact is one of the most powerful tools in communication. It creates trust, signals honesty, and keeps your audience engaged. But it must be done with balance. Too little looks evasive. Too much looks intimidating. 1-to-1. Hold eye contact long enough to feel natural. Then glance away briefly, before returning. Small groups. Move your gaze from person to person. Don't stare at just one individual. Large audiences. Divide the room into sections. Hold eye contact with one person in each section for a few seconds. Then move on. This makes everyone feel included. Exercise. The eye contact drill. Stand in front of a mirror, and practice giving a short speech, while looking yourself in the eyes. Then practice with a friend, or record yourself to build comfort, with sustained eye contact. Gestures. Speaking with your hands. Your hands can either distract, or enhance your message. Nervous speakers often fidget, cross their arms or hide their hand. Confident speakers use gestures to emphasize key points, add clarity, and show openness. Open palms. Suggest honesty and approachability. Controlled movements. Use purposeful gestures. Avoid waving wildly or pointing aggressively. Illustrative gestures. Use your hands to show size, direction, or sequence. This makes abstract ideas more concrete. Exercise. Gesture awareness. Record yourself speaking naturally. Watch for repetitive or distracting movements. Replace them with controlled intentional gesture. Facial expressions. Showing what you mean. Your face should match your words. If you speak about something exciting but look flat, your message loses impact. If you speak about something serious while smiling, your credibility suffers. Smile authentically. A genuine smile puts both you and your audience at ease. Match emotion to message. Let your face show enthusiasm, empathy, or concern when appropriate. Avoid masking. Don't try to hide nervousness with forced expressions. Audiences can sense the disconnect. Exercise emotion matching. Take a passage of text, a story, a speech, even a news article. Practice reading it aloud with facial expressions that match the tone. Record and review until the alignment feels natural. Movement. Owning the space. How you move while speaking reveals your confidence level. Nervous speakers pace aimlessly or freeze rigidly. Confident speakers move with intention. Purposeful steps. Move across the stage or room only when transitioning to a new idea. Engage different sections. Move closer to different parts of the audience to make everyone feel included. Exercise. Stage mapping. In an empty room, practice giving a talk while moving deliberately. Mark specific spots where you'll pause for emphasis or shift direction during transition. Think of yourself as a thermostat, not a thermometer. Instead of reflecting the room's energy, set the temperature with your body language. Case studies in body language mastery. By improving posture and eye contact, he began commanding respect and drawing people in. The CEO. She was brilliant, but often crossed her arms during presentation. After learning to use open gestures, she noticed her employees became more receptive and engaged. The actor. On stage he was confident, but in interviews his hands shook. Through mirror drills and grounding exercises, he gained calm and presence in every setting. The body-mind loop. The most fascinating part about body language is that it works in both directions. Your body reflects your mind. Nervous mind, nervous body. Your body shapes your mind. Confident posture, confident thought. By training your body to act confident, you send signals to your brain that reinforce confidence. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Act confident, feel confident, speak confident. Daily body language routine. To make body language mastery a habit, practice these daily. Power pose for 2 minutes. Stand tall. Hands on hips. Shoulders back. Eye contact drill. Practice holding eye contact in a conversation. Gesture practice. Use hands intentionally while rehearsing. Facial warm-up. Stretch and smile to loosen facial muscles before speaking. Anchor posture. Stand grounded and relaxed before every presentation. Over time, these habits become second nature, and your body naturally projects confidence anywhere you go. Chapter 4. Unlocking the power of your voice. Your voice is more than sound. It is the instrument of influence. It conveys authority, warmth, and conviction. It can inspire trust or sow doubt. It can energize an audience or put them to sleep. When we think of great speakers, Martin Luther King Jr., Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama, Steve Jobs, it isn't only their words that we remember. It's how they spoke, the rhythm, the pauses, the passion in their tone. Speaking with confidence anywhere requires mastering your voice, training it, shaping it, and learning to use it as the powerful tool it is. Why the voice matters more than words. A study from UCLA found that when it comes to communication, tone of voice accounts for 38% of how a message is received, compared to 7% for the actual word. This means you can say something brilliant, but if your voice sounds weak, shaky, or monotone, your message loses impact. On the other hand, even simple words spoken with strength and passion can inspire belief. Your voice gives life to your thoughts. The elements of a confident voice. Volume. A confident speaker projects their voice, so it fills the space. Speaking too softly makes you sound unsure. Speaking too loudly makes you sound aggressive. The balance lies in projecting clearly, without shouting. Tip. Imagine your voice reaching the person at the back of the room, not just the one in front of you. 2. Pace. Rushed speech signals nervousness. Slow, deliberate speech signals confidence. Great speakers vary their pace, slowing down to emphasize a key idea, then speeding up slightly to build energy. Exercise. Record yourself speaking. Listen for areas where you rush. Practice pausing instead of filling space with a more. Tone and pitch. Your tone reveals emotion. Flat, monotone voices lose audiences. Confident voices use pitch variation to highlight ideas, express enthusiasm, and keep listeners engaged. Example: try saying, "This is the most important decision you'll ever make," with a flat tone. Then say it with rising emphasis on most important. The difference in impact is clear. 4. Pauses. Pauses are one of the most underrated tools of confident speaking. Nervous speakers fear silence and fill it with filler words. Confident speakers use silence to let their words sink in. A pause signals what I just said matters. It also gives your audience time to process, and you time to breathe. 5. Clarity and articulation. Mumbling erases authority. Confident speakers pronounce words clearly, without exaggeration, so their message is easy to follow. This doesn't mean sounding robotic. It means respecting the audience enough to make every word understood. Training your voice like a muscle. Just like athletes train their bodies, confident speakers train their voices. Breathing exercises. Breath is the foundation of vocal power. Without it, your voice strains and weakens. Diaphragmatic breathing. Place a hand on your stomach. Inhale deeply, so your hand rises, not your chest. Exhale slowly. Practice for 5 minutes daily. Controlled exhale. Inhale for 4 counts. Exhale for 8 counts while speaking a phrase. This builds vocal endurance. Projection drills. Recording and playback. Nothing improves your voice faster than hearing yourself. Record a 2-minute talk daily. Notice where your voice drops, rushes or flattens. Adjust and practice again. Emotional power in the voice. Your voice carries your emotion. When you speak with genuine conviction, people feel it. When you force emotions, people sense the disconnect. Think of a leader giving a speech during a crisis. If their voice shakes with uncertainty, panic spreads. If their voice is steady and firm, people feel reassured. Ask yourself before speaking, what emotion do I want my audience to feel? Then let that emotion guide your tone. Taze studies. Voices that changed the world. Martin Luther King Jr. His "I Have a Dream" speech was powerful not just for its words, but for the rhythm, repetition, and crescendos in his delivery. His voice rose and fell like music. Oprah Winfrey, known for her warm, empathetic tone. She draws audiences in by making every person feel personally spoken to. Steve Jobs. In his product launches, Jobs spoke slowly, deliberately, and with calculated pauses, building suspense before unveiling one more thing. These speakers prove that the voice is a tool of persuasion, inspiration, and transformation. Voice confidence in everyday life. Voice mastery isn't just for the stage. It matters in daily conversations too. In a job interview, a steady, clear voice signals competence and professionalism. In negotiations, a calm, measured tone signals control and confidence. In casual conversations, a warm tone builds rapport and trust. Daily voice routine. To develop a confident voice, create a 10-minute routine. Breathing practice. 2 minutes diaphragmatic breathing. Warm-up drill. Tongue twisters and vowel sounds. Projection practice. Speak a passage projecting to an imaginary back row. Expression drill. Say the same phrase with different emotions. Excitement, seriousness, empathy. Record and review. Evaluate clarity, tone and pauses. The voice-mind connection. Your voice doesn't just reflect your state of mind. It can change it. Speaking with strength and clarity makes you feel stronger and clearer. This is why athletes shout before competition, and why leaders rehearse aloud before addressing crowds. When you train your voice, you're not just shaping sound, you're shaping identity. You're telling yourself, I am confident, I deserve to be heard. A confident voice is not born, it is built, and when mastered, It becomes your most powerful instrument of influence anywhere you go. Chapter 5. Building unshakable confidence through preparation and practice. Confidence doesn't come from luck. It doesn't come from wishing you were a better speaker. It comes from preparation. Preparation is the hidden foundation beneath every confident performance. When you see someone speak with ease and charisma, what you don't see are the countless hours they spent planning, practicing, and refining. Great speakers don't rely on chance. They rely on preparation so thorough that confidence becomes inevitable. The myth of natural talent. Many people believe that confident speakers are born with a gift, but that is an illusion. Even those who appear naturally gifted have trained relentlessly behind the scenes. Winston Churchill, one of history's greatest orators, struggled with a speech impediment as a young man. He practiced speaking endlessly, rehearsing every phrase until he mastered delivery. Maya Angelou, known for her commanding presence, memorized her speeches word for word, ensuring her voice and message always aligned. Elon Musk, often perceived as awkward in casual conversation, prepares meticulously for presentations, rehearsing until every point is sharp and clear. Talent may open the door, but preparation is what allows someone to walk through it with confidence. Why preparation builds confidence, strengthens memory. The more you rehearse, the more natural your words become. Freeing your mind to focus on delivery boosts self-belief. When you know you're prepared, your confidence skyrockets. Allows flexibility. The better prepared you are, the easier it becomes to adapt if things go off script. Levels of preparation. Preparation isn't just about memorizing words. It involves multiple layers that work together. Mental preparation. Clarify your purpose. What do I want my audience to walk away with? Visualize success. Imagine yourself delivering with confidence and receiving positive reactions. Content preparation. Know your material inside out. Break down complex points into simple, memorable messages. Prepare stories, metaphors, or analogies that illustrate your message clearly. 3. Delivery preparation. Rehearse aloud, not silently. Words feel different when spoken. Time yourself to ensure your message fits within limits. Practice with body language, gestures, and pauses. 4. Environmental preparation. Familiarize yourself with the room layout to feel at home before you speak. The role of practice in mastery. Preparation gives you knowledge. Practice makes it automatic. The more you practice, the less you think about yourself and the more you focus on your audience. The rule of repetition. Psychologists say it takes at least 7 full rehearsals for a speech to feel natural. Each repetition builds confidence, removes rough edges, and reduces fear. Practicing under pressure. Practice in front of a small trusted group. Rehearse in the actual environment if possible. The unexpected advantage of over-practice. When you over-prepare, you create mental space. Instead of scrambling to remember your next point, you can focus on eye contact, tone, and connection. This is where true charisma is born. The practical drills for preparation and practice. The 5-point drill. Write down your 5 key points on an index card. Practice delivering them without notes until they feel automatic. The storytelling drill. Pick one story related to your message. Practice telling it naturally, as though you're speaking to a close friend. Refine it until it feels authentic. The distraction drill. Have someone interrupt you with random noises or questions during practice. Learn to stay composed and return to your message smoothly. The mirror drill. Rehearse in front of a mirror to align body language with words. Notice your posture, gestures, and expression. After each practice session or live speaking experience, write down. The psychology of over-preparedness. Some people worry that over-preparing will make them sound robotic. The truth is, over-preparation gives you freedom. It allows you to let go of the script because the script has already become part of you. Think of a jazz musician. They practice scales and structures endlessly, so when the time comes, they can improvise with ease. Preparation is not the enemy of spontaneity. It is the foundation that makes spontaneity possible. Real-life transformations through preparation. A college student terrified of class presentations practiced her speech 15 times, recording herself each time. By the day of the presentation, her confidence was so high she received the highest grade in the class. A manager preparing for a company pitch rehearsed with distractions. Kids playing, phone buzzing, television on. By the time of the pitch, nothing could rattle his focus. He delivered smoothly and won the contract. An entrepreneur preparing for an investor meeting rehearsed his pitch in front of different groups, friends, mentors, even strangers. Each time he refined his message. By the real presentation he was unshakable. Preparation as a daily habit. Don't wait for a big speech to practice. Use everyday opportunities to train. Practice explaining ideas clearly in meetings. Everyday preparation builds confidence like compound interest. Small investments today lead to massive growth over time. The golden rule of confidence. Confidence is not built on talent, luck or charm. It is built on preparation. When you prepare so thoroughly that speaking feels natural, fear loses its grip. Preparation gives you power. Practice makes it permanent. And together they build the unshakable confidence you need to speak with authority anywhere. Chapter 6. The Storytelling Advantage. Captivating any audience. Facts inform. Stories transform. You can give someone a list of data, and they might remember a fraction of it. But if you share a story filled with emotion, characters and meaning, they will not only remember it, they will carry it with them, retell it and be moved by it. Confidence in speaking isn't only about being clear or strong. It's about being memorable, and nothing makes you more memorable than the power of storytelling. Why stories are the secret weapon of confident speakers. The stories bypass resistance. When people hear a story, their guard drops. Instead of analyzing every word, they naturally lean in. Stories activate emotion. Neuroscience shows that stories light up more areas of the brain than facts alone, making the experience vivid and real. Stories stick. A listener may forget numbers, but they'll remember how your story made them feel. Stories build connection. By sharing personal experiences, you build trust and relatability. Think about the greatest speeches in history. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't only say he wanted equality, he painted a vision, with the story-like imagery of his dream. The structure of a powerful story. Every strong story, whether short or long, follows a simple structure. The hook. Grab attention instantly. Example. I once stood in front of a room, heart racing, completely forgetting my words. The struggle. Introduce tension. Or a challenge. Struggles keep audiences invested. The turning point. Show what changed, what insight was gained or what action was taken. The resolution. End with the lesson, message or takeaway. This four-part structure works in everything from short anecdotes to keynote speeches. Different types of stories you can tell. Personal stories, moments from your own life. These build authentic client or case stories, examples from others that illustrate success or struggle. The historical stories, famous examples that strengthen credibility. Metaphorical stories, simple parables or analogies that make abstract concepts concrete. How to find your stories. You may think, I don't have stories worth telling. But the truth is, everyone does. The key is learning to notice them. Start a story bank journal. Write down daily experiences that taught you something. Note conversations that sparked insight. Collect quotes, analogies, or even mistakes that carried a lesson. Over time, This journal becomes your personal library of material, ready for any situation. The psychology of storytelling confidence. Stories don't just connect with your audience, they calm you as the speaker. Because stories are familiar, you know them deeply. When you shift into storytelling, nervousness fades, because you're simply sharing something real. Instead of trying to sound perfect, you're being human. And that humanity is magnetic. Practical storytelling drills. 2-minute story drill. Pick one small event from your life, e.g., missing a bus, overcoming a setback. Tell it in 2 minutes with a clear lesson. Exaggeration drill. Tell a story with 10% more drama than usual. This teaches you to bring energy and color, without crossing into falsehood. The story swap. Practice telling a story to a friend or partner, then ask them to retell it. Notice what details they remembered most. Those are your strongest points. Emotion mapping. As you practice your story, write down which emotions you want the audience to feel at each stage. Adjust tone, pace and pauses to match. The power of vulnerability in stories. Many speakers shy away from telling vulnerable stories because they fear judgment, but vulnerability is often the strongest connector. When you admit fear, failure, or imperfection, your audience sees themselves in you. Example: Brené Brown became a global authority on vulnerability, not by hiding her struggles, but by sharing them openly through stories. Her courage in telling personal stories built trust and made her voice unforgettable. Case studies. Master storytellers. The Steve Jobs. When launching the iPhone, Jobs didn't just list features, he told the story of 3 revolutionary products coming together as one. He created anticipation, suspense and surprise. Nelson Mandela. He often told stories of his years in prison, not to evoke pity, but to inspire hope and resilience. His storytelling made him relatable and unbreakable. Oprah Winfrey. She frequently uses stories from her own life, poverty, struggle, breakthroughs, to connect deeply with audiences. Her ability to weave lessons into stories makes her one of the most trusted voices in media. Storytelling in everyday communication. You don't need a stage to use stories. In job interviews, tell a story of a challenge you overcame instead of just stating your skills. In meetings, use a short story to illustrate why a project matters. In conversations, share experiences that reveal your personality and values. Stories turn ordinary communication into memorable interaction. Building your signature story. Every confident speaker has a signature story. A story they are known for. One that reflects their message and values. This story is practiced, polished and ready to use anytime. Ask yourself, what is one defining moment in my life? What lesson did it teach me? How can I tie that lesson to my larger message? When you craft and master your signature story, it becomes your calling card, an anchor of confidence in any speaking situation. Daily storytelling practice. To sharpen your storytelling confidence, tell one story daily, no matter how small, to a friend, family member or colleague. Record and review your delivery once a week. Add at least one new story to your story bank every week. Over time, this consistent practice will make you a natural storyteller, able to captivate audiences, anytime, anywhere. The transformative power of stories. Stories aren't decoration. They're transformation. They are how humans have shared wisdom for thousands of years. When you master storytelling, you no longer just speak to be heard. You speak to be remembered. And in that remembrance lies influence, inspiration, and impact. Chapter 7. Mastering body language. Owning the stage without saying a word. When you step into a room, people make judgments about you in the first few seconds, before you even open your mouth. Those judgments are based almost entirely on non-verbal cues. Your posture, your gestures, your expressions, and even the way you take up space. If words are the melody of confident speaking, body language is the rhythm. Without rhythm, the music feels off. Without strong body language, your words lose impact. This chapter is about mastering the art of speaking with your entire presence, your stance, your movements, your face, your eyes, so that your message resonates beyond words. The silent power of first impressions. Studies show that people form an impression of you within 7 seconds. In those few moments, confidence is not measured by your vocabulary, it's measured by your presence. Slouched shoulders signal insecurity. Firm posture signals strength and clarity. Fidgeting hands suggest nervousness. Steady gestures suggest composure. Your goal is to signal confidence before you speak, so when you do begin, the audience is already prepared to listen. The foundation: posture and presence. Your posture communicates dominance, energy and confidence, or the lack of it. Stand tall. Imagine a string pulling the crown of your head upward. Shoulders relaxed but back, feet grounded, hip width apart, open chest. Avoid crossing arms or collapsing inward. Openness signals trustworthiness and authority. Balanced weight. Don't sway side to side. Plant yourself firmly to appear stable and strong. Think of great leaders. When Barack Obama walked on stage, he didn't need words to command attention. His posture already spoke for him. The language of the hands. Your hands amplify your words, but uncontrolled gestures can distract, while purposeful ones can persuade. Illustrators. Gestures that emphasize words, e.g., showing size, shape, or direction. Regulators. Gestures that guide audience attention, e.g., pointing, signaling pause. Emblems. Gestures with cultural meaning, e.g., thumbs up, peace sign. Tips. Keep hands above the waist and visible, hiding them in pockets or behind your back reduces trust. Use open palms when explaining. This signals honesty. Avoid repetitive movements like rubbing hands or clicking fingers. Remember, stillness can be powerful too. A deliberate pause, hands relaxed, can make your next gesture more impactful. Facial expressions. The emotional connector. Your face mirrors your emotions. Even slight expressions shape how people perceive your words. Smiling builds warmth and approachability. A genuine smile at the start eases tension. Eyebrows raised slightly. They signal openness and curiosity. Furrowed brows signal intensity, but too much can seem aggressive. Micro-expressions. Quick flashes of emotion that audiences pick up subconsciously. Training yourself to maintain congruence. Your words match your expression. Builds trust. Practice speaking in front of a mirror, or recording yourself to check alignment. If you're saying, "I'm excited to be here," but your face is flat, your credibility collapses. The eyes. Windows of confidence. Eye contact is one of the most powerful tools for confident speaking. The 3-second rule. Hold eye contact with one person for about 3 seconds before moving to another. This creates intimacy without staring. Scan the room. Don't fixate on one spot. Sweep naturally across the audience, as if having conversations with individuals. Avoid ceiling and floor syndrome. Looking too high or too low makes you seem disconnected. Pro tip: if eye contact makes you nervous, focus on people's foreheads or the space between their eyes. To the audience, it will still feel like direct contact. Movement and space. Confident speakers use the stage or space with purpose. Nervous speakers pace aimlessly. Anchor points. Choose 2-3 positions on stage and move between them during transition. Purposeful steps. Walk only when emphasizing a shift in topic. Stillness. Don't be afraid of standing firmly for powerful moments. It amplifies authority. Think of movement as punctuation. Too much, and it's distracting. Too little, and it's dull. Controlled movement keeps energy flowing. Paralanguage. The overlooked layer of body language. Paralanguage is everything surrounding your words. Tone, volume, pitch, pace, pauses. It's nonverbal, but it shapes the meaning of every sentence. Tone, warmth, verse. Authority depends on variation. Volume, louder, for emphasis, softer for intimacy. Pauses, the silence between words, gives them weight. A pause before delivering a key phrase makes it unforgettable. Imagine saying, "The secret to confidence is..." Pause. Audience leans in. Practice with purpose. How to project confidence without words. Even without speaking, you can dominate the room. Walk in with a smile and firm posture. Shake hands with a steady grip. Not limp, not crushing. Maintain relaxed breathing. Deep breaths. Lower tension and show calmness. Claim space. Set your belongings confidently on a table instead of clutching them. People read you constantly. Show confidence in silence, and your words gain credibility before they're spoken. Body language mistakes to avoid: crossing arms defensively, constantly touching your face or hair, avoiding eye contact, speaking with hands hidden. Dadarv. Dada. These habits leak insecurity, even if your words sound confident. Body language drills to build confidence. Thus, mirror drill. Practice speaking while watching your gestures, expressions and posture. Video review: record a 2-minute speech. Watch with the sound off. Do you look confident without hearing your words? Dadaris. Gesture. Limiting exercise. Deliver a talk with hands clasped behind your back. Then redo with natural gestures. This helps you notice when gestures help versus when they're filler. Power pose. Warm up. Before speaking, stand in a power stance, feet apart, arms open, for 2 minutes. Research shows this boosts confidence hormones. Cultural sensitivity in body language. Gestures and expressions don't mean the same everywhere. In some cultures, direct eye contact shows respect. In others, it may feel confrontational. A thumbs up may be positive in one culture, but offensive in another. If speaking globally, research local norms. Confidence also means being adaptable. The ultimate alignment. Words, os body language. The true magic happens when your words and body align. If you're saying "I believe in this idea," but your body is small and closed off, the audience feels the contradiction. When your voice, gestures, posture, and expressions match your message, confidence becomes undeniable. Everyday applications of body language mastery. This skill isn't only for stages. In negotiations, leaning forward at key moments signals engagement and strength. In networking, a warm smile and open stance invite conversation. Even in video calls, where only half your body is visible, posture, facial expressions and tone make the difference between forgettable and impactful. Confidence that radiates without a word. The most confident people in the world often don't need to say much to own the room. Their body language speaks first, setting the stage for everything else. When you master nonverbal communication, you no longer just speak with confidence. You embody it. Your very presence becomes persuasive, influential and unforgettable. Chapter 8. The Power of Persuasion. Influencing minds and winning trust. Speaking with confidence is more than standing tall or using strong words. At its highest level, confident speaking is about influence, the ability to shape how people think, feel, and act through your words and presence. Think of great leaders, visionary entrepreneurs, or world-class communicators. They don't just share information, They inspire action. They make people believe in something bigger than themselves. This is the power of persuasion. And when combined with confidence, it becomes unstoppable. Persuasion is not manipulation. Many people hesitate when they hear the word persuasion. They equate it with trickery or manipulation. But persuasion at its core is not about forcing people. It's about guiding them toward what is valuable, beneficial, or meaningful. True persuasion is rooted in trust. It's not about deception. It's about alignment. Aligning your message with the needs, values, and aspirations of your audience. The foundations of persuasive speaking. To persuade confidently, you must master 3 universal pillars. Ethos. Credibility. People listen to those they trust. Confidence grows when you establish yourself as knowledgeable, authentic, and reliable. Pathos. Emotion. Facts inform, but emotions move. Confidence means speaking to the heart as well as the mind. Logos. Logic. Clear reasoning, supported by evidence, makes your case undeniable. When these 3 align, credibility, emotion, and logic, you become a speaker who can change minds and inspire action. Building credibility instantly. Credibility doesn't require decades of experience. It requires signals of trustworthiness. Clarity. Speak in simple, direct terms. Overly complex language creates distance. Consistency. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Audiences detect contradictions. Authenticity. Share personal stories. Admit challenges. And show humility. Paradoxically, showing imperfection makes you more trustworthy. Confidence in delivery. Your body, tone, and pacing must signal certainty. Even a good idea falters if delivered with hesitation. The emotional core of persuasion. Human beings are driven more by emotion than logic. Think of the last major decision you made: buying a house, accepting a job, or even starting a relationship. You justified it with logic, but the decision likely began with a feeling. How to speak to emotion. A personal struggle, a success, or a vivid example will linger longer than statistics. Use vivid language. Words that create pictures in the mind are far more persuasive than abstract terms. Empathize. Show that you understand your audience's fears, desires, and struggle. People trust those who get them. Logic. That holds the message together. While emotion moves people, logic reassures them. Logic provides the bridge between desire and decision. Present evidence. Data. Examples or expert opinions. Keep reasoning simple. Too much complexity weakens confidence. Logic is like the skeleton of your message. Emotion is the muscle. Without logic, emotion collapses. Without emotion, logic has no life. The psychology of influence. Several timeless principles explain why people say yes. Confident speakers use them wisely. Reciprocity. People feel compelled to return value when they receive it. Share insights generously, and your audience leans toward agreement. Authority. We trust those who project expertise. Demonstrate knowledge, and your voice gains weight. Social proof. People look to others to decide what's credible. Testimonials. Examples, or referencing respected figures, reinforces trust. Scarcity. What is rare or time-sensitive feels more valuable. Confident speakers highlight what could be lost if no action is taken. Consistency. People want to act in line with their past choices and values. Link your message to commitments they've already made. Language that persuades. The words you choose shape your influence. Positive framing. Instead of "don't fail," say "move closer to success." Inclusive language. Use "we," our and together to build unity. Action verbs. Strong, direct verbs inspire movement. Build, create, transform. Sate. Questions that lead. Ask questions that guide people toward your perspective. What would it mean for you if this problem no longer existed? Practical persuasion in everyday situations. Sikha. In business presentations, frame your idea as the solution to your audience's most pressing problem. In job interviews, highlight stories that connect your skills to their specific needs. In networking, show genuine curiosity in others. People are more open when they feel heard. In personal relationships, persuasion builds harmony when it's about understanding, not win. Exercises to strengthen persuasion skills. Sate. Story practice. Take a simple fact and turn it into a story. Notice how it becomes more engaging. Role play. Practice persuading a friend or colleague to adopt your idea. Pay attention to their objections and refine your approach. 1-minute pitch. Summarize any idea in 1 minute, balancing credibility, emotion and logic. Persuasion without pressure. The most confident persuasion never feels forced. Instead, it feels natural. People walk away believing they chose freely, because you guided them, not pushed them. When persuasion is rooted in respect and service, it doesn't just change decisions, it changes lives. Every word has the power to shape outcomes. Speaking with confidence is about more than avoiding fear. It's about realizing the immense power of your word. The right words spoken with conviction and backed by authenticity can open doors, resolve conflicts, inspire change, and move people toward growth. And when you combine body language mastery from chapter 7 with persuasion skills from this chapter, you step into a realm where your confidence doesn't just exist. It influences, inspires, and transforms. Chapter 9. Thriving in high-pressure situations. Speaking with calm and authority when it matters most. It's one thing to speak with confidence among friends in casual meetings or when the stakes are low, but true mastery of confident speaking is tested in high-pressure moments. Job interviews, crucial negotiations, presentations before leadership, conflict resolution, or speaking in front of large audiences. These are the moments that define reputations, open doors or close them forever. And for most people, these moments trigger intense fear, self-doubt and pressure to perform perfectly. But here's the truth. Confidence in high-stakes situations does not come from eliminating pressure. It comes from learning how to rise within it. Why high-pressure situations feel different. Pressure is not just mental, it's physiological. The body treats these moments as threats. Adrenaline surges, heart races, palms sweat, voice may shake, tunnel vision, focus narrows, making you forget words. Fight or flight response. Brain floods with survival signals, not calm reasoning. These responses are natural, but without mastery, they sabotage communication. The key is not to fight pressure, but to reframe it as fuel. Reframing pressure. The opportunity mindset. Instead of thinking, I must not mess this up, shift to this is my chance to show value. Pressure reveals importance. If your voice shakes, it's because you care. If your heart races, it's because this moment matters. That energy, channeled correctly, makes you sharper, more alive and more impactful. Great athletes don't avoid pressure. They train to thrive in it. Speakers must do the same. Core strategies for high-stakes confidence. Master preparation beyond words. Preparation is not just memorizing lines. It's building a mental blueprint. Know your material deeply. Not just scripts, but concepts. Prepare for questions. Anticipate objections or doubts. Practice under stress. Rehearse with a timer. In front of people. or in settings that mimic real pressure. Confidence grows when you're not just ready to speak, but ready for anything. 2. Grounding the body under stress. Your body is the first thing pressure attacks. Learn to ground it. Breathing technique. Inhale 4 seconds. Hold 4. Exhale 6. Slows heart rate. Anchor pose. Stand tall. Feet firm. Shoulders back. A strong stance reduces physical signs of nervousness. Control gestures. Release nervous energy by using purposeful hand movements. When your body signals calm, your audience mirrors it. 3. The power of the pause. In high-pressure speaking, silence feels dangerous. Many rush through words to avoid awkwardness, but confident speakers embrace pauses. A pause shows you are in control. It allows your audience to absorb ideas. It gives you time to breathe and think. Use pauses before key points for drama, and after them for impact. 4. Mental scripts for pressure moments. Your inner voice determines your outer voice. Replace fear-driven thoughts with empowering scripts. From "they're judging me" to "they're curious about my message." From "what if I fail" to "what if I succeed." From "I don't belong here" to "I've earned this moment." Confidence under pressure is 80% mental dialogue. 5. Adaptive delivery. In high-pressure settings, unexpected things happen. Technical glitches, tough questions, interruptions. Confident speakers adapt, not panic. If slides fail, keep talking. If interrupted, pause, acknowledge, then continue. If challenged, stay calm, thank the question, and answer with clarity. Adaptability is more impressive than perfection. Specific high-pressure scenarios. Job interviews via project confidence through posture and handshake. Before speaking. Frame answers as stories. Situation. Action result. Ask questions that show preparation, not desperation. Confidence here is about showing you bring value, not pleading for acceptance. Negotiations. From achieve less, listen more. Confidence is silent patience. Use calm tone. Rushing signals weakness. Frame your asks as mutually beneficial, not selfish demands. Persuasive negotiators speak with authority, but anchor everything in fairness. 3. Large presentations or speeches. Use stage anchoring. Move deliberately between key points. Open with a story or striking fact to seize attention immediately. Maintain eye contact with sections of the audience, not just one spot. High-stakes presentations are not about delivering data. They're about delivering impact. 4. Conflict or difficult conversations. Lower your tone instead of raising it. Calmness signals strength. Use I statements to avoid blame. I feel concerned versus you always do this. Acknowledge emotions without letting them control the outcome. Confidence in conflict is the ability to remain composed when others lose balance. Advanced tactics. Performing under extreme pressure. Pressure rehearsal. Practice in noisy, distracting environments. The brain adapts. Micro-exposure. Gradually increase the stakes. First small groups, then larger. Pressure journaling. After each high-stakes speaking event, write what worked, what didn't, and how you handled it. Reflection builds resilience. The calm within the storm. When pressure rises, people look for an anchor. If you can stay calm, steady and confident, others will naturally gravitate toward your voice. This is why the most confident speakers in high-pressure moments are remembered, not just for what they said, but for the calm authority with which they said it. From surviving to thriving, most people approach high-stakes communication with one goal: survive. But survival is not enough. Thriving means using pressure as the ultimate stage, where your preparation, body language, voice and persuasion converge into unforgettable confidence. Pressure does not break confident speakers. It reveals them. Chapter 10. The lifelong journey of speaking with confidence. Confidence in speaking is not a destination you suddenly arrive at one day and declare finished. It is a lifelong journey of growth, refinement and mastery. Every conversation, every presentation, and every new challenge becomes another stepping stone. What separates the confident speaker from the timid one is not talent, luck, or a gift of gab. It is the decision to consistently practice, evolve, and push beyond comfort zones. This chapter is about turning speaking confidence into a permanent skill set, a way of living, leading, and influencing that grows stronger over time. The myth of final mastery. Many people believe confidence is something you achieve once and then never struggle with again. This is false. Even seasoned leaders, CEOs and professional speakers still feel nerves before major moments. The difference is, they no longer fear nerves. They know how to channel energy into performance. They have built systems and habits that keep their confidence sharp. Think of confidence like a muscle. If you don't train it, it weakens. If you strengthen it daily, it grows powerful. Building daily confidence habits. To make speaking confidence permanent, embed it into your daily life. The daily voice warm-up. Treat your voice like an athlete treats their body. Each morning, spend 5 minutes practicing. Deep breathing to expand control. Reading aloud with varied tone. Articulating tongue twisters to sharpen clarity. This keeps your voice strong, flexible, and ready. 2. Micro exposure to speaking opportunities. Confidence dies in silence. Don't wait for big events. Create daily chances to practice. Make up once in every meeting. Share your thoughts in casual conversations instead of staying quiet. Record yourself explaining an idea, then review to refine tone and delivery. Small exposures build resilience, so big exposures feel natural. 2. Story bank creation. People who speak with confidence always have stories ready. Stories create connection, authority and memorability. Start building a story bank. Record personal experiences, lessons and metaphors in a journal. Rehearse telling them in ways that teach or inspire. Use them in conversations, interviews or speeches. The more stories you own, the less you fear running out of things to say. Confidence journaling. Each evening, ask yourself, where did I speak confidently today? Where did I hold back? Why? What can I try tomorrow? This reflection transforms failures into lessons and victories into fuel. 5. The growth mindset of speakers. Confidence thrives in growth. Treat mistakes not as proof of weakness, but as proof of progress. Every stumble, awkward silence or forgotten word is a lesson disguised as discomfort. Great speakers don't avoid mistakes. They mine them for improvement, expanding confidence across all arenas of life. Speaking with confidence is not just for stages and boardrooms. It touches every corner of life. At work, present with clarity in meetings. Speak with authority in negotiations. In relationships, express needs without fear. Handle conflicts with calm assertiveness. Deepen intimacy by communicating openly. In public life. 5. Share ideas on social media without hesitation. Speak in community gatherings or events. Advocate for causes you believe in. Confidence is not just about how you speak. It's about how you show up in the world. From self-conscious to audience-conscious. The timid speaker is focused inward. How do I look? What if I fail? Do I sound foolish? The confident speaker shifts outward. How can I serve my audience? What do they need to hear? How can I make this clear, useful, and inspiring. When you move from self-consciousness to audience consciousness, fear melts away. You stop worrying about judgment and start focusing on impact. The role of courage in confidence. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to act despite fear. Every time you step up to speak while your heart races, every time you share your idea despite doubt, every time you hold eye contact when you want to look away, you build micro moments of courage. Over time, these micro moments compound into unshakable confidence. Legacy speaking. Leaving a voice that lasts. At the highest level, speaking with confidence is not about you at all. It's about the impact you leave behind. Did your words inspire someone to take action? Did your clarity save someone from confusion? Did your story give someone hope? A confident voice has ripple effects that last long after the words are spoken. Your legacy is not only what you build, but what you say that empowers others. Practical roadmap for lifelong confidence. Here is a step-by-step roadmap to keep your growth alive. Year 1. Build foundations. Year 2. Expand reach. Volunteer for presentations. Join groups like Toastmasters. Seek feedback deliberately. Year 3. Influence and authority. Lead meetings. Mentor others. Create video or podcast content to expand your reach. Master persuasive speaking. Year 4 and beyond. Legacy communication. Speak at conferences. Write a book. Share your expertise widely. Train others in communication skills. Shift focus from personal growth to societal contribution. This path ensures confidence is not a temporary fix, but a lifelong evolution. The final word. Your voice matters. If there is one truth to carry from this book, it is this. Your voice matters. The world is not waiting for perfect speakers. It is waiting for authentic, confident ones. Your stories, your ideas, your truth can shift hearts, inspire change and open doors not just for yourself, but for others. Confidence in speaking is not about becoming someone else. It is about amplifying the best version of yourself and offering it boldly to the world. So as you step forward from here, remember, every room you walk into deserves your voice. Every stage you step on is an opportunity, not a threat. Every conversation is a chance to build bridges, inspire action, and leave impact. Speak with courage. Speak with clarity. Speak with confidence. Because once you do, you will never just speak again. You will lead, inspire, and transform.